Hi, I'm Joe Jones, CEO and co-founder of StreamSettle. Today we're going to go over one of our new features called Close Enough is Good Enough. So when we first built this platform, we had it where there had to be a true overlap in the settlement positions in order to reveal anything. So in other words, the insurer's number had to be at least as much as the plaintiff lawyer's number for there to be a binding settlement. But then we heard some feedback from our users. So we heard from adjusters and plaintiff attorneys alike requesting that there be some way to tell them if they're close. It was the most popular question that we would get when we're initially telling our customers about our product. Hey, will you tell us if we're close? And we always said, no, we won't. We're looking for that true overlap only. But then we had an interesting point brought up by both sides. They said, look, if I know that I'm close, I can get more authority, or I can get my client to come down from the plaintiff lawyer's perspective. So we went out ahead and we added in this feature, Close Enough is Good Enough. And what that's going to allow you to do is, if both parties opt for that, then we will notify you if you're within 80% of each other or 20% of each other, depending on how you're looking at it. So in other words, if the insurer puts in a number that is at least 80% of what the plaintiff lawyer puts in, we will notify you that you are close enough. We're not going to tell you what the numbers are or anything like that, but we will tell you, hey, you're within 20%, hop on the phone to try to get it done, or you can continue to go back and forth on StreamSettle for no additional fee. We do charge our fee at that close enough detection, but again, you can keep using it until you reach that final binding settlement and allow our program to populate those settlement documents for you. So let's take a look.
All right, so on the left, we have Ali's claims list, and on the right, we have Bob Law's claims list. So Ali's our adjuster, Bob Law is our lawyer, our plaintiff lawyer. And this is what they would see respectively when they log on to StreamSettle. So let's take this pending claim that they already have between each other. There's been no negotiations yet so far, so they're both awaiting to stream that very first number. So our system will tell the plaintiff lawyer that it's their turn, and it'll tell the insurance company that it's their turn, because it doesn't matter who goes first. But let's say that the insurer comes into here and she's talked to her boss, and she has the top dollar that she can pay on the claim. Her top authority is $79,000. That's the most that her management will approve. The lawyer has talked to his client, and the lowest amount that they can accept in order to resolve the case at this time is going to be $100,000. All right, so that is the true settlement threshold for those parties. The true settlement threshold for Ali is the most that she can pay, and that's $79,000. The true settlement threshold from the plaintiff lawyer is $100,000, because that's the lowest amount that he can accept after talking to his client. And they decide that they want to see if they are in the same ballpark. So they choose Close Enough is Good Enough, neither side knowing what the other has put in. And they're going to stream those numbers. So Ali puts in her $79,000. And nothing, right? So the ball was in either of their court. Ali went first, and then Bob went. So now it's Ali's turn again. And you can see on both of their pages now, it says awaiting insurer TST. So Ali knows it's her turn. But let's say instead of doing $79,000, let's say Ali was able to get $80,000 in authority. Now, because Close Enough detects whenever the insurer's number is at least 80% of the plaintiff lawyer's number, we should now get a Close Enough detection here, because now we're right at that 80% number. So come down here, and it's going to compare it to the lawyer's previous number, which was $100,000. Let's see what we get. And boom, there we have our Close Enough detection. We see it pop up there. It pops up on the lawyers automatically as well. And then we're going to get an email saying, hey, you're close enough. Either hop on the phone to finish it out, or you can continue to go back and forth on StreamSettle with no additional fee, because we do charge our fee at that time of detecting the close enough margin. So here we go. Let's say that the parties want to come back in and they want to get this done. So now the plaintiff lawyers talk to their client, and knowing that money is on the table, so close they can smell it and taste it and feel it, Now the plaintiff lawyer is going to go be able to get a little, get the client to come down a little bit. So let's say he's had that talk with his client, and the lowest that they'll go is $95,000. So we stream that. And let's say that the adjuster was really motivated to settle. She put in 80. She knows that that's within 20% of her opponent. And so she knows that the highest amount that her opponent put in was $100,000. So she talks to her management, and management gives her approval to go ahead and stream that $100,000, knowing that if it's more than what the plaintiff lawyer puts in, they'll split the difference. So let's see what happens here. And now the case went from close enough to being finally settled. Our settlement amount is $97,500, which is better than both parties were willing to do. So Allie was willing to pay $100. She's only paying $97,500. Bob was willing to accept $95,000. He's getting $97,500. So both sides did better than they were willing to do. And of course, we're going to generate that settlement certificate for you automatically right after the case is settled. This is that initial document that we generate that makes the settlement binding. It's got all the requisite terms, the essential terms to form an agreement and to have that binding enforceable settlement. And it contemplates the release and the timetable and all that stuff. So that is Close Enough is Good Enough. Thank you for watching. And please let us know if you have any questions or any feedback you would like to give us. We're always open to hearing that. And you can find out more at streamsettle.com. Feel free to email us, jjones@streamsettle.com, and connect with us on LinkedIn. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.